How's it going, guys? My name is Abel with Revamp Fit, and today we have a special mobility drill for you. We're gonna focus on the hips, so this is especially important if you find yourself sitting for multiple hours of the day, or if you're a lifter, or basically anybody. So this is gonna be an important routine that you can add, okay? So we're gonna first start off by focusing on the adductors, right? The inner hip, the groin area. So the first thing we're gonna be doing is the groiners, so tall plank groiners, all right? So we're gonna start off, I'm gonna rotate this way for you guys. We're gonna start off by bringing one leg forward to that hand and just feeling out the stretch, okay? All right, you're gonna return it and repeating again. So I like to do everything for 5 sets of 5 seconds for mobility. Eventually, as I warm up, I can add more things. Sometimes I add in a rotation, holding it for a second or two, and then repeating. Right, breathing out every single time. Get into deeper ranges of motion. Awesome. So do this for both legs. You can add in the extension and opening up our body, okay? So both sides. And whenever you're doing these mobility drills, they always come second to all of your load training. So when you weight lift, you're actually always doing your mobility training. So you can practice this a lot, but it doesn't take away from your resistance training. All right, so the next thing we have the Revamp cyclone twist. All right, so we're gonna show you guys. The first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna be in a laying position right here. And you're just gonna basically rotate the opposite hand across, all right? So you're gonna feel this in your lower back, right? And it's gonna open up your chest as well. And after holding it for a few seconds, you're gonna come right back. All right? So you're gonna basically extend one leg, bring the arm out, hold it for a few seconds, and repeat. From this position, you're gonna rotate. Oh, did that kind of wrong. And extend your hand. Awesome. So, very important that you do this for 5 seconds, for 5 reps. If you have more time, definitely include more sets into it. But don't find yourself holding it for too long, because this is a mobility drill, and this should be something that can even be used right before you start training, whether it's strength training or running or whatever sport you're doing. All right? Okay, so the next one we have is the active frog stretch. So again, we're back to the adductors and inner thigh muscles. We're gonna start off by opening up our knees as wide as we're comfortable going. Don't do it to a point where you feel intense pain. All right, and you're gonna have your foot flat on the floor. And what you're gonna do is, from this position, since it's active and it's a mobility drill, you're gonna rock back and forth. Nice and slow, going forward and back. Right, we definitely don't want tight hips. Tight hips mean tight low back. So we definitely don't want that. Do it nice and slow. This is gonna help out with movements like a squat and the deadlift and sprinting. All right, awesome. So 5 sets of 5 again. That's the frog active stretch. Next we have the pigeon pose, okay, with a little bit of rotation. All right, so to start setting up first, you're gonna extend the one leg back, and with the leg that's forward, you're pulling your foot. You can use your hand, right? I don't have the greatest mobility, but you can use your hand to kind of pull your foot away. And this is if you're holding it in the same position, if it's a static stretch, this is the pigeon stretch, pigeon pose. We're gonna make it a little bit more active by challenging the muscles. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna have our hand behind our head. And what we're gonna do is, we're gonna bring our elbow, and our goal is to get it to push off of this knee. Hold it for a few seconds, and if you see my sweater, you can see that there's a nice rotation on my spine, starting from my hip to the top of my shoulders. And then you're gonna open out again. you can go lower and lower, and you're gonna feel that stretch mainly on the outside of your hip. So we did some inner work. This is gonna target the outside, all right? So both legs, every single time you go down and up, that's gonna be a count and a rep. So you could do it for 5 reps or 10 reps or however much time you have before you start training. All right, the next one is again for the adductor, okay? So you can challenge yourself a few ways, but if you wanna start it off first, so this is hamstring dominant. I'll give you guys 2 options for this. And you're basically just kind of rocking back and forth. So from this position with your legs totally extended and your legs away from each other, you're just rocking back and forth. All right, so your foot positioning matters because the moment you turn it inwards, then you feel it more on your groin and not your hamstrings. Okay, so here and back. Dropping it down and back. So all the movements very, very slowly. This is kind of like the frog stretch, just with the leg extended. All right, the next movement we have is a very important one. It's the 90-90 stretch, okay? So the reason why it's called that is because there's a 90-degree angle that's caused right below your knee, okay? So 90 here, 90 there. And what we're gonna constantly do is, right now this is an internal rotation and this is an external rotation. We're just gonna switch it back and forth. So you're gonna come and rotate. So one leg goes in, one leg goes out. All right, I'm doing it with the beginner level with my hands placed right over here, right? If you wanna work on your inner thighs a little bit more, you can pick up, even if it's for an inch, you can pick up the back leg every single time you rotate. Right? If you want to work on a little bit of coordination, you can have your hands up and practice the same movements, which is just a little bit harder. All right? So doing this for 5 sets of 5, that will definitely get the job done. This routine is awesome for the hips, so I hope you guys enjoy that. We're looking forward to seeing you guys soon. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.